Hello, fifth grade. So today we continue working with expressions. And for today's work, we're going to be looking at some more word problems. So we're going to go ahead and start with step in and look at this. Ricardo bought 3 trading cards that cost $6 each. He paid with a $20 bill. How much change should he receive? So it looks like that they've already created the expression for us, or the sentence. They created the word problem sentence for us, and it says, "What expression would you write to calculate the change?" So Jessica wrote this equation: 20 minus 30, 20 minus 3 times 6. So that's the expression she created. That's the equation. Jessica wrote this equation, 20 minus 3 times 6. So what part of the equation should you do first, and how do you know? And why are parentheses not needed in Jessica's equation? And could you use them anyway? Well, you don't have to use parentheses in this particular situation, but they can make it clearer, especially when you're first learning how to do these types of equations. Again, we think of when you're doing these types of problems, we have to think of what? PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So if we're thinking about PEMDAS, we're thinking about parentheses, exponents, multiplication, or division, whichever comes first. I know that looks like a B, but it's a D. Addition or subtraction, right? PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So it's asking us which one would we do first. So step number 1, we know because of PEMDAS, we don't have any parentheses, we don't have any exponents, but we do have multiplication and division. So multiplication and division come first, and once we've figured out all the multiplication and division, then we do addition and subtraction next. So we do see some coming from the left to the right. We're reading the problem from the left to the right. With multiplication and division. The first multiplication or division that we come to first is obviously the 3 times 6. So the first operation that we come to is going to be 3 times 6. So we're going to do multiplication first, okay? So we're doing the multiplication first, which is 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. It's not asking us to do this, but we're going to talk about it. So now we bring down the rest of the equation to have a brand new equation. 20 minus 18 is the new equation. So 20 minus 18 becomes 2. So the answer to could let's see, how much change should he receive? It's $2. Let's define the answer to the word problem itself. But they were asking, what part of the equation should you do first, and how do you know? We know that because of PEMDAS tells us which operation to do first. So the first operation was multiplication. The second operation was subtraction. So if you had to number them in what order, multiplication, then subtraction. Okay. No, you don't have to use parentheses, but they do make it clearer. So if we were to put parentheses in this, we would put parentheses right here to show that we needed to do this first, because we can't do parentheses around 20 minus 3, because that's not what the problem's asking us to do. It's not asking us to subtract 20 minus 3. If it was asking us to subtract 20 minus 3, then the parentheses would go around there, but it's not asking us to do that. So whatever the problem's asking us to do is where would we put the parentheses. But PEMDAS, since PEMDAS is asking us, is making us do the 3 times 6 first, that's why we're not putting parentheses, because PEMDAS is already making us do 3 times 6 first. And that's what the equation is also asking us to do, or the word problem is already asking us to do 3 times 6 first too. Okay, moving on. So in these 3 problems, it says read the problem, then color in beside the thinking, color in the little circle here, oblong circle, beside the thinking you would use to calculate the answer. So it's not asking us to calculate the answer, as what expression would you use to figure out the answer. So I'm going to do the first one, and you can do the other 2 during your classwork. So Noah had $40. He bought 4 tickets that cost $7 each. And then how much money does he have left? So Noah had $40. They all say 40, right? But he bought 4 tickets that cost $7 each. So 4 tickets cost $7 each. That's telling me there's a multiplication somewhere. And then we're taking away $40. So 4 times 7 is being taken away from 40. So I see a 4 times 7 being taken away from 40 right here. So this shows me that 4 is being taken away from 40, not 4 times 7. This is showing 4 times 7, but then that 4 times 7 is being after I do 4 times 7, I'm subtracting 40. But this is telling me I already have the 40. So I'm going to use this one because I have 40. And then 4 times 7 is here, and I'm going to be taking away that 4 times 7. So I'm going to color in this one. And that's how you read them. Parentheses really do matter. Because if I had chosen this one, because this is the same thing right here, except for the parentheses are here. I don't want the parentheses here because that means I would have to do 40 minus 4, get that answer, and then multiply that by 7. And that's not what the word problem is asking me to do. It's asking me to do 4 times 7 here. I began with 40, and I'm subtracting. I subtracted, I bought, which I'm subtracting from 40, this 4 times 7. So this is my best one. So this is correct. Correct. So you need to go through these 2. Okay, let's see. Where is, whoop. How do I get to the other page? All right, let's get to the other page. Okay, oh, I see, it's right here. There we go. Okay, page 2, there we go. Okay. Okay, so this is the other page. So this one says to write an expression to show how you would solve each problem, then write the solution. So this particular exercise is taking us one step further. So we're gonna write the expression, then we're gonna make the solution, figure out the problem. So Mary buys a sandwich for $7 and a drink for $4. She pays with a $20 bill. How much change will she get? Okay, so we know that when you have a $20 bill, you start off with 20, right? Okay, so she started with 20. Okay, so she started with 20. And she bought $7 and $4. So $7 and $4, right? And that was taken away from the 20. So that's 20 minus 7 plus 4. So we really need to have a parentheses here, because if we do 20 minus 7 plus 4, PEMDAS tells us to do 20 minus 7 first, and then plus 4. But because I put that a plus and not a minus of 4, we need to do parentheses, because that's not going to work if we do 7 minus 20 plus 4. That doesn't work right. So then it tells us, then write the solution. Okay, so if I write the solution, I could come over here and actually do the PEMDAS on here. So parentheses, yes, we have parentheses for PEMDAS, P for PEMDAS. So 7 plus 4, I'm going to do it down here. 7 plus 4 is 11. And I bring down the rest of the problem. Whoops. Okay. And what I like to do is cross out that, so I know that's not my problem anymore. Okay. So 20, my new problem is 20 minus 11. So that's going to be, I'm going to write that up here for our solution. 20 minus 11 equals, I'm going to pause here and see if you can figure that out. 20 minus 11 is 9. So how much change will she get? She'll get $9. Okay, so the solution is $9. So make sure that you're answering these. You're doing the expression, you're figuring out the expression, you're doing the PEMDAS up here, you're doing PEMDAS on all of these, and then you're actually making and figuring out the answer to it. How much change will she get? Okay, then you can do these 3. Number 3, write true or false beside each statement. Okay, so A, 247 plus 85 in parentheses times 16 is 16 times greater than 247 plus 85. So what they're doing is basically saying the same thing. So this, if I put like a line right here, this right here and this right here is an equation. So this is an expression and this is an expression. They just wrote it differently. So what they're doing is they're putting the 16 at the end here, and they're putting the 16 at the beginning. So this right here, 16 times greater than 247 plus 85. They're saying here, 247 plus 85 is greater than 16. They're just saying it differently. So guess what? This is true, because it's like putting an equal sign there. It's the words. It's the words. It's the exact same thing. Times. You got to look for the wording. You have to say it in your head a couple times. Okay, so this one, I'm going to let you do this one. So this one says, well, this is the step ahead. Write a word problem that uses more than one operation. So you're going to be, you can use plus, minus, multiplication, or division. You have to use at least two of these. Okay, that's division. A word problem is this. This is a word problem. This is a word problem. This is a word problem because there's words. Okay? You're supposed to write, that's why there's so many lines. You have to think of a word problem. Do you see how this had minus in it and plus? Minus and plus? You have to think of a word problem that has a minus and a plus in it, or a multiplication and a plus, or division and a minus, or a division, a multiplication and a minus, or a division and a plus, whatever. You have to think of a story. This is a story problem. Word problem is when it has words in it. It's like a story problem. Whenever you see something like this and there's lots of lines on here, that means you need to write a story. I see a lot of people turning these in and they're just writing an equation. I would say 75% of you, I would say 90% of you just wrote an equation. If you're just writing numbers in here, that's not a story problem. That's an equation. Okay, you need to write a little story. 25 boys had 17 girls that are split into 6 equal teams. That's a story problem. Okay, so you need to write a story problem that's got, somebody has to figure it out. You're trying to get them to do math to figure out your story problem. And it's got to have at least 2 different operations. An operation is a operation. It means plus, minus, multiplication, or division. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. It has to have at least 2 of those in your story problem. Okay, so you have to do both of these. Oh, exchange problems with another student. That's something that we would do during class. So don't worry about this part, but I want you to do this part. Okay, that is all I have for you today. I hope you have fun with it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.